Good, y'all. It's your boy Wavy. So we all know yesterday was Father's Day. So 50 Cent's firstborn son, Marquise Jackson, he went on Instagram and posted this. He said, "Oh, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the real ones. I'm watching my bet and it ain't looking too good. I got the over. We all know this day is for photo ops. The day ain't over yet. Finish strong. Get on your job." So on the second slide, he has a betting picture with 50 Cent and his second born son, Sire Jackson. And it says player prop betting slip, Father's Day sports book. And then it says number of photos released together publicly featuring both together, number of Instagram posts by 50 Cent featuring his son. And it says the money line is 0.5 over odds plus 250 plus 300, the under odds minus 400 minus 500. So he's basically pointing out the fact that every day on Father's Day, 50 Cent posts a picture with his second son that he had with Daphne Joy, who is a part of the Diddy case, right? We found out that Daphne Joy was going to the freak offs and basically was getting slutted out by Diddy and 50 other men, right? So every year on Father's Day, 50 Cent usually posts a picture with Sire Jackson, right? But he does not post any pictures with his firstborn son, Marquise Jackson, because he hasn't seen him in probably over a decade now, right? Because of 50 Cent's, turbulent relationship with the first mother of his kids, it's caused a rift between him and Marquise. And him and Marquise have been basically going back and forth on social media for the past couple of years. 50 Cent shared in the past that he actually went to Atlanta and showed up to Marquise's house and basically knocked on the door and his son wouldn't come outside. And 50 Cent basically cursed him the fuck out, called his mom a bitch and all type of shit, right? So, Marquise is basically pointing out the fact that every day on Father's Day, he'll post a picture with Sire as a way to pretty much get Marquise upset, right? Because, I think it was a year or two ago, Marquise actually, apologized to 50 Cent and said that he wanted to fix the relationship with his father, which I thought was a very good move, right? He chose to be the bigger man. He apologized, and, he told 50, because, a guy that people thinks tried to kill 50 Cent, I believe his name is Supreme McGriff. Marquise took a picture with his son, right? But Marquise claims that he did not know that was Preem's son. He thought it was just a fan that wanted a picture, because he ran into 50 Cent's son, right? So he told 50 he didn't know that's who that was. And he basically just said he wanted to, fix the relationship with his father, 50 Cent, right? 50 Cent didn't respond, right? He never responded, never reached out. And 50 Cent is pretty much going to the grave beefing with his firstborn child that looks exactly like him, right? Like Marquise looks way more like 50. Marquise literally looks exactly like 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch Raising Kanan, Marquise should have played Kanan in that show Power, 100%, right? So of course 50 Cent responded because 50 Cent is petty, right? And this is what 50 Cent had to say. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull up the 50 Cent post. Where is it? Is it right here? So 50 Cent says, "You little punk, your mama got you and your sister scamming. Then people came to me with some questions about it. I said, I don't fuck with them. I'm a law-abiding citizen." Wow. So 50 Cent is claiming that Marquise is scamming. And he also went on to say something about PPP loans. He said, and he said this on Father's Day too before Marquise posted. He said, "I bet they're going to blame me when they get picked up for scamming PPP loans. They're going to say it was my fault. They were broke." So 50 Cent claims that Marquise Jackson and his mom are doing PPP loans. And we all know that everybody that got caught lying on the PPP loans, a lot of those people, not all of them, but a lot of those people ended up getting caught by the feds. And a lot of those people are doing jail time for that, prison time for that. You understand what I'm saying? So 50 Cent is basically saying that the feds reached out to him about his son and the mother of his son scamming, doing PPP loans. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. We all know that 50 Cent obviously had to pay the mother of Marquise a certain amount of money until he was 18 or 21, right? I don't know if it's 18 or 21. But, we all know that Marquise's mom doesn't work. She pretty much lived off of that money. So I think 50 Cent might not be lying about that. Like there is a possibility that they did a PPP loan as a way to just scam some money. But I will say this, 50 Cent, the fact that you're going on social media and you're attacking both of the mother of your kids, and you're attacking your own son, your firstborn son that looks just like you, that you had on the cover of one of your albums, that is nasty work, bro. And I don't think that this is a funny situation, right? Like, I seen so many people in the comments laughing about this situation and, laughing at 50. And I'm like, how could you laugh at a grown-ass man that's 50 years old, 50-something years old, dissing his own son? His firstborn son. Like, this is crazy. Like, I really think 50 Cent needs therapy, man. Because when you really sit back and you think of all of the beast that 50 Cent has been in, it's like everybody that he comes across, he eventually becomes their enemies, Like, he's been in so many rap beefs. He's beefing with his own son. He's beefing with both of his baby moms. Right now, he's beefing with Daphne Joy because 50 Cent found out that Daphne Joy was at the Diddy parties and she was at the freak-offs. And this is why 50 Cent has been dissing Diddy so much. Like, I always used to think, like, why does 50 Cent hate Diddy so much, And it's because his baby mom got slutted out by Diddy. There's a possibility that when she was still with 50 Cent, she cheated on him with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's why 50 Cent is always on Instagram with Diddy's dick in his mouth, man. Like, he slutted out your baby moms, you know what I'm saying? But I just think it's such a sad situation that on Father's Day, this guy is publicly disrespecting his own son, bro. Instead of spending time with his firstborn son and his secondborn son, because, Marquise was right. 50 Cent, he didn't post any pictures with his secondborn son. Apparently, 50 Cent is in the process of trying to get full custody of his son, Sire Jackson. So there's a possibility that, maybe he didn't spend time with 50 on Father's Day because it wasn't his time to see him. Maybe he's with his mom. But, 50, man, you got to get it together, man. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how successful, the power show is. It doesn't matter how much money you make off of music and movies or whatever. You gotta get your family life together, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're publicly dissing your son, who's a grown-ass man that you probably haven't seen in over 10 years. And now you're dissing your second son's mom. So think about this, guys. There's a possibility that when 50's second son, Sire, becomes 18 or 21 and he sees 50 Cent still disrespecting his mom, there's a possibility that Sire is going to do the same thing that Marquise did to 50, which is separate himself and not want to see him and not want to, be a part of his life because you're disrespecting his mom. Whether his mom was at the Diddy parties or not, you chose to have a kid with that woman, And I don't think that it's cool to publicly disrespect the mother of your kids on the internet when you have millions of followers. That's your son's mom at the end of the day, bro. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, let me know what you guys think about this, man. I hope one day 50 Cent and Marquise can fix their relationship, man, because it's really a sad situation, man. I've made videos about this in the past. And, 50, man, get therapy, bro. Please, man. It's your boy Wavy. Subscribe, thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm out.